Alright, so this is Jake Face with Seems Good Magic. Welcome to our first Innistrad draft. Alright, we have a crap rare and a good 4-drop that can go into anything. Otherwise there's Travel Prep, Festerhide Boar. The Travel Prep is a possible pick here since only Festerhide Boar is the other green. And none of these white cards are really first pickable necessarily, so the people closest to me might be going into blue and possibly red. But the Galvanic Juggernaut is a good pick here too. And I think it's pickable, but I've definitely been blown out by Travel Preparation. And yeah, I think I will just take it. I can always have Naturalize out of the board or some other removal for the Galvanic Juggernaut, but Travel Preparations it's a really hard thing to recover from if somebody gets it on turn 4, living the dream of doing 2 pumps on 2 creatures. Alright, so we got Cloistered Youth that could push us into green-white. Spectral Riders, it's a little too white, and I suspect that someone else is going to be able to go white with what we've been passing already. So, of all of these, I think I do want to take the Youth over anything else. Vampire Interloper is really good if I was doing aggro, if there was a way to do like kind of a Doran aggro in this. But as of right now, you know, it's not really possible. So I think I just take the Youth and let's see what we get next. Alright. I like Midnight Haunting a lot. It's really good with our travel preparations to have 2 3/3s beating it on the turn after you flash it in. So turn 4, 6 in the air, and they have to deal with 2 separate creatures. Otherwise, for our strategy, Orchard Spirit's good as well, and Thraben Sentry. But I do think Midnight Haunting is my pick. The Rebuke doesn't even answer it fully. So, yeah, I think I'll definitely take it here. I do like Creeping Renaissance, just to note. I think this is a good card in possibly like the Spider Spawning deck as an alternate to Spider Spawning. Kind of the self-mill and then just get a huge hand of creatures back. And this pack is actually pretty good for the self-mill strategy, since you've got some decent creatures in it for it. But yeah, we're obviously committing ourselves to white-green at this point. Alright, I like Slayer of the Wicked. I like more Corrupt Banshee. Other people don't like this as much right now, which is fine. Obviously it's gotten this far, so the people that are passing to me don't like it that much. And I might just pick up the Slayer here because it is really versatile. Takes out Vamps, which is important for me. I don't like to see the Neonate hit a couple times, and yeah, I think I will probably just end up taking the Slayer. Grave Bramble's a good late pick, and a sideboard pick at that. But that Grave Bramble is also only if you're like extremely mid-range, where you need a defense early against a possible aggro strategy. Alright. So I'm okay with Lumberknot or One-Eyed Scarecrow here. One-Eyed Scarecrow helps our Midnight Haunting tokens. Anything that's going to help us stop things like Chapelgeist are okay in my book. And Lumberknot's really good, and that would actually help us to cut green. So I think I will take that. The One-Eyed Scarecrow will be kind of a pain in the butt to deal with, but we'll just have to deal with it is what it comes down to. Alright, well, I like the Morbid Spider. I also like Blazing Torch. Right now we're actually playing, it looks like, more to the mid-range strategy. So, let's see. Stitcher's Apprentice, I really like this card and have a newfound appreciation for it. There will probably be more spiders coming around later in this draft, and Blazing Torch is a higher pick for sure, so I'm going to pick this up. I don't mind picking up a couple of these as just early removal. Alright, well, I think I will pick the Sentry up here. Dies triggers are important for us, and then we can kind of pick up those selfless Cathars and feel good about it, especially with the Lumber Knot and the Sentry. Otherwise, I mean, I hate to pass another one of these since we do have the Midnight Haunting, but I'm not really worried about Creepy Doll. It's cool and it works, but sometimes I'll take the Sentry for sure. Alright, a pack that we don't really want anything out of. I mean, I'm probably going to end up taking the Kindercatch just because I want no one to take green, but will I play it? Probably not. Nevermore. So this is my opening pack. I really like Mask, but nobody else does. And I need more 2-drops and die triggers, so I'll take that. Here's a Morbid trigger too, but it's in the 4-drop spot. Which I already have enough of. And it's not Gravedigger. I learned that one time. Definitely thought I was gonna... Well, I ended up getting back what I wanted anyway, but the random thing is... It's interesting. I'll take the Woodland Sleuth because it's a human, in case we pick up human equipment later. Oh, Creeping Renaissance. Well, I'm gonna take it, but I think in this deck right now, as it stands, it's sideboard only. And we got Grave Bramble, which might actually make our main deck if these are what our picks are gonna be. It's kind of cool. We might be able to pick up some more humans with Transform. I think I'd rather see somebody play the Altar's Reap than the Walking Corpse. Alright. This, I don't know why I'm even keeping it here. That's not where it's going to be. And I'll probably take this out for now, just to give myself a real idea of what I've got. And we'll cut her back too. I really like this. We also have the Pilgrim in this. There's a lot of green, 0 white. I think I'll end up taking the Pilgrim here. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to choose from. I don't know that anybody would have been drawn into the mill strategy unless they were first pick mill, because I didn't really see anything floating around that was mill. Moon Heron's going to be kind of a annoying thing to deal with, and Villages of Estwald, which I like to pick these up. I think these are highly playable. But yeah, they're even better when you've got Pilgrim, so I'm going to take a Pilgrim. Hopefully we get past another Pilgrim. Alright, so here we are. Another Travel Prep, a Doom Traveler, a Fiend Hunter. So we definitely discouraged someone from playing white, it looks like. I really like Travel Prep. It'd be a lot more enticing here if we already had another Midnight Haunting. Cloistered Youth is a really good one too. I guess right now I have to decide, am I aggro with this or am I not? Fiend Hunter is amazing. I think it'll probably be Fiend Hunter here, and we'll just have to hope that one of these amazing white cards tables. I'd even be okay with Village Bell Ringer, but even these green cards are out of control. This is not a good pack for anybody but green-white, it looks like. Alright, we'll just take that. Spider spawning. Voiceless Spirit, which I think is our pick here. Though spider spawning, it literally can go in almost any deck that can support the green. We only have 7 creatures at this point though, so I'm not sure I want to let somebody get it, but at the same time I can't pass up the Voiceless Spirit. There's just no way it's tabling, so that it is. Alright. I might just pick up the Grotto here. I don't think anyone picks the Intangible Virtue, and if it comes back, it comes back. I'm not like pushing it, obviously. Spare from Evil is a good one too. I think actually this is my choice, because this is a good combat trick, both offensively and defensively. So everything else is pretty expensive. Otherwise there's a Civilized Scholar too, which will go really well with the spider spawning. We just passed somebody. But we'll take the Spare from Evil. Alright, Silver Chase Fox or Naturalize. I like Silver Chase Fox a lot. It has a Dies trigger, which flips him, pumps our Lumberknot, and feeds Unruly Mob. So I think we'll do the Silver Chase Fox. Naturalize is something I want to pick up too, but wow, this is a good red pack. I think I'll pick up the Boneyard Worm. It's good as a one-of in the, like, a creature heavy build, so I think I will take that. And that also denies the spider spawning person the ability to take it too. Alright, good. Some more good stuff here. Ambush Viper for another Dies trigger. Dark Thicket Wolf is just extremely good aggro. And another Voiceless Spirit. So we have 3 2-drops that actually come down on turn 2. And I really like Voiceless Spirit. I like First Strike a lot, and I think it's my choice here. Ambush Viper is extremely good versus werewolves, though. Both to prevent them from flipping on their own turn if they want to make them flip, and for defending against them after they have flipped. Alright, that is a late curse, so we can kind of assume nobody was drawn into mill. Shepherd is obviously our choice here over the wolf, but it's a really tough choice and very debatable. But in case we get anything more human related, we want human. So we'll take the shepherd over the wolf here. Alright. I don't know how badly we want another Lumberknot, but I mean, I guess there's Witchbane Orb to get rid of curses if somebody wants to play a curse strategy. This is actually, I think, goes up to, instead of being dead last in the pack to pick, this might go up to maybe like an 8th pick once the new curses come out in Dark Ascension, because there is definitely a viable curse strategy in that with the addition of Dark Ascension. Okay, so we did table 2 pretty good things here. I'm going to take the Prey Upon, though I don't necessarily think I have a ton of great stuff to use it with. the fact that I can also flip Thraben Sentry with it is good enough to have it in the deck. Alright. So if we get any more sack effects, we should be good. We just need maybe like a selfless Cather. If we pick up another Avacyn's Pilgrim, I'll be really happy. And I don't know. I mean, God willing, someone will pass us a travel prep too. Take the Knot of the Bone to fight aggro post board. Alright, I think I'd take the Corpse Lunge, just to deny someone the ability to have removal here. Take that out. I'm not sure the Spare from Evil makes main deck. I've had it be a problem before. It does combo well with Prey Upon to attack in after you've used Spare from Evil if they're like maybe vampires or zombies. And then to use Prey Upon to kill one of theirs post-combat. And then your guy survives too. Yeah, why not? I don't know what good this is. That's a very expensive card to be exiling one at a time that you don't even get to choose. So, I think we have an okay build, I guess. We definitely are looking for 1-drops. We're hurting on 1-drops, actually. But otherwise, we're okay. I'd like maybe a couple more flyers, maybe a couple 5-drop flyers, 2 Gallows Wardens, maybe a Gallows Warden and a Grizzled Outcast, something like that to round out my curve. But I do also have the Kindercatch out of the board, that isn't visible right now. Let's see, I guess I took a Vampiric Fury there. Though I don't remember seeing the pack at all. Alright, and hopefully we're starting up with the next pack here. But yeah, I'm feeling okay about it so far. We'll see what turns up out of this pack. I think that's like my favorite flavor text here. And the art is really cool on this one. Okay, so here we are, my last pack. So we're actually heavy enough in white where I don't mind passing this at this point, because if somebody is able to play it, it's not really a threat for us. So I'm drawn toward the Fester Boar here, because a Fester Hide Boar rather, because I'm not a huge fan of Lumbernot as a 2-of in a deck, because it's so reliant on having creatures on the board that are going to die, and your opponent can see it and clearly play around it. But I think I will end up taking the Festerhide Boar here. I don't really know that Rebuke is what this deck wants. And there's a Stitcher's Apprentice that I love so much. Alright, so we'll take that. Alright. Selfless Cather. I might just take the Mythic. I think I will. I mean, none of the green. The Selfless Cather, yeah, I want 1-drops, but if this were a Doomed Traveler here, I'd definitely pick it, but I don't know. I think the Mirror Mad Phantasm is just It's really cool, and I can use it for an EDH deck or something. Alright, Mausoleum Guard and another Cathar. So if I take the Mausoleum Guard, we can almost cut the Lumber Knots. Otherwise, Cathars always have there's always a potential these table. So I think I will take the Guard. There's some big, scary uncommons in this pack too, but... Alright, well... Do I want the Priest or a combat trick? I think we'll take the Priest. Take out these Lumber Knots. Well, those might end up coming back in depending, but for right now, I'll take a Priest. I'd be really happy to see maybe a Villagers of Estwald or another Drabin Sentry, but we'll see. We'll see what people throw at us. Hopefully everyone else is out of white that is passing back to us now. But we'll never know. Alright, another Shepherd or a Doom Traveler. Well, I think I take the Doom Traveler here. I'm definitely looking for 1-drops. And this is a really good one for us to catch. We have enough 2-drops. And yeah, I mean, we've got plenty of 2-drops. I think it's the Doom Traveler for sure. There was Falconwrath Noble in that deck. So that's something we need to just be aware of, since it's highly annoying. We do have a couple removal spells. I would be really happy to get a Bonds of Faith, but I mean, it's probably a little too late to be thinking about possibly getting that. We do have the Prey Upon, Fiend Hunter, and Slayer. So we can take out some stuff. We also have the Priest that can tap something down. It still might be possible to do this deck. Alright, well, sort of a ask and you shall receive situation. I'll take the Bonds of Faith. I'm really hurting for removal here. And this is about the best I can hope for this late. There was obviously the Ambush Viper too, but I just think the Bonds of Faith is way better for this deck. Works on almost everything. Okay. So it's a choice between Orchard Spirit and Village Bellringer here. We also have access to Inquisitor Flail, which I'm not a huge fan of this card unless you got tons of flyers, and we unfortunately only have. Well, we have a few, I suppose. This would be an okay pick if I had already had the Orchard Spirit, but right now I just don't see it as being a good pick. I think I will take the Orchard Spirit though, just so that almost every one of our 3-drops is like unblockable. Alright, another Thrabin Sentry. Or I can pick up the Hollowhenge Scavenger. Thrabin Sentry. 21 card. Definitely a hard choice. Do I think I can get out aggroed, I guess, is the real question. And with another Sentry, every trade... No, I think I need the beef, actually. I do have another... You know, I have the 2... I don't know. Lumber Knots. That's what they are. I've got those in my side or whatever hidden right now, so I do have access to more 4-drops if that's what I'm looking for. But He's just a worthwhile 5-drop. Definitely don't want to play any of these. I think I'll just rare draft. The wooden stake is okay, but only as a sideboard card at best. Just take a look at everything we got. We do have Spare from Evil, and what can we pick up? Oh, a Selfless Cather. Okay, well we'll definitely take that. Maybe the other one's tabled too. If we just picked up a couple of those, I'd be feeling really good about that. Alright, I forgot about Woodland Sleuth. There's another one. Okay. So take this one. Don't think I'm gonna play Lumbernauts. Don't think the Creeping Renaissance makes main. And I don't know about Kindercatch right now. I don't think I need the Woodland Sleuth either. So now I'm actually trying to cut 3 cards. Probably get rid of the Spare from Evil again. 20 creatures. I'll cut the Boneyard Worm. It is, after all, pretty insistent on having the creatures in your graveyard. Well, this definitely makes me cut the Kindercatch, having those 2 5-drops. And I feel like I might be low enough curve where I can get away with 16 lands in this deck. I only have 1 double white and 1 double green card, so fixing shouldn't be a problem either. This, you know, I might not be able to land this every 3rd turn, but this might not be a card I play every 3rd turn either. It just has so much more value other places too. We'll take the Mulch in case anyone's trying self-mill. But I think that this build this might be okay. We're pretty dependent on our creatures to get there for us. At 1, 2, we have a little bit of reach with Blazing Torch. Travel prep on Spirits will hopefully help us get there too. Fester Hydebore with Trample, and Mausoleum Guard and Doom Traveler obviously to give us a few more flyers. Thraben Sentry with Trample as well, and the Gas-Staff Shepherd with Intimidate. So there's hopefully a good chance that we can get through. Alright, we'll make the deck and see what we can come up with. Okay, so here's our deck. I decided to not play with the Thraben Sentry. I think I have actually a good amount of 4-drops here, considering that I've got enough in the 1, 2, and 3 department. And I just I don't feel like he does enough when he comes down, whereas I have a 3/2 or a 2/2 that gives me 2 more 1/1s, or a 3/3 that's potentially a 5/5 trample. So I think I just cut him just to make the space so that I could do the 17 lands. And yeah, I think otherwise it's a pretty straightforward aggro build, and we'll hope to get there with it. See what they suggest for us. 7-10 split, I can do that. And here we go. We'll see you in the first round.